Hey guys, Rock here. It's June 18th, 2021. Today I got a 2004 Polaris Scrambler 500, 500 HO. So this one's a pretty nice looking machine with the black kind of cheesy flames, but I think it still looks pretty good. This machine's in pretty good shape. Usually these Scramblers get pretty beat up due to the fact they are a sport machine. It's a little different than your typical sport machine, yet a little different than Polaris's, they're utility machines. So this is a straight axle in the back, chain driven to your rear wheels. It does have four-wheel drive, and that's actually shaft driven up front, so you really only have to worry about one set of one chain and your sprockets in the back, so that's pretty handy. The earlier Scramblers had chains front and back, I think, so you end up with 3 different chains to drive the thing, which can be a lot of adjusting. So yeah, pretty nice looking machine. We're gonna take it for a test drive here and see how it goes, and we'll do a little top speed test. I've heard these will do in the low 60s, so we'll see. This one's, it's got some years on it, so we'll see how good it's held up. But a little odd looking actually when you look at it, but it is what it is. Well, let's hop on it and try it out. All right, so let's hop on this thing. So this is about the easiest machine there is to drive. You start it up. It is carbureted, so you got to choke if it's cold out. It's warm right now, so it doesn't require the choke. Just start it like a car with a key switch, like pretty much all Polarises now. And then you got your gear selector over here. All you have is high, neutral, reverse. That's it. So no low range, which I would prefer to have, but they probably did it to lighten it up. And I mean, this machine ain't made really for going slow. It's a high, it's made for sporty driving. So let's try it out. Of course, run it in two-wheel drive right now. So it's got a real, it's pretty snappy for what it is. I think these Scramblers, it's got the 500 HO, so we're talking I think 38 horsepower they claim, which does pretty good for the weight of this thing. It's probably shaves a couple 100 pounds off compared to a Sportsman, but you can swing the rear end right around with it because of that straight axle, which is pretty nice. It tracks pretty flat. It's actually a very confident machine at speeds and corners and stuff. I'm wondering how it's gonna do when we get onto the slow terrain without that low range. So we're going to take it up through some of these trails here, and then at the very end I'll do a top speed run, see how fast this thing goes. I think it's going to be around 60 miles an hour. That's what I've heard, low 60s. But so this is a little off camber rocky situation here. We're going to throw it in all-wheel drive and see how it does. I'm not sure. I'd like a low range for sure. Definitely gotta rev it up quite a bit, but it really didn't seem to slip the belt or anything there, so that was good. A pretty fun machine to throw around. I mean, this is no light machine. This is, I think, around 600 pounds. I think it was 570 something pounds dry weight, so before any of the gas or oil. It's got a pretty good sound to it. It is a single cylinder 500 liquid cooled 4-stroke engine with a simple automatic CVT transmission. So this is the kind of riding it likes doing. Nice sporty driving down the roads and stuff. It does actually go pretty good. It rides real nice. It's got the Polaris's. They pretty much have it on all their ATVs. The McPherson struts on the front, and then in the rear, it does have a. Of course, it's a solid rear axle, so it's got one mono shock, and that's a Fox shock back there. So it's completely adjustable. So that's nice. So we're gonna get into a little mud, little rocks. Probably gonna bottom this thing out because this does not have a ton of ground clearance, but we're gonna try it. We want to see what this thing can do. Oh, definitely use the all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive's kind of nice on these. You know, it turns nice because it doesn't actually the front wheels aren't locked all the time when you put it in all-wheel drive. What happens is when the rear wheels start to spin, it'll kick on one wheel, and if that's spinning, it'll kick the other wheel on. And it doesn't take much. It's just really a quarter of a turn maybe before it actually kicks into full drive. So it does a good job. But this stuff is pretty rocky. It usually bottoms a lot of machines out unless you got a ton of clearance like that with your bottom. But so right now, get up there. So it's got plenty of power to go through it, and it's geared low enough. Actually, not bad. I thought I would have really wanted a low range right there, but hey, it really did pretty good. I'm impressed. The only other Scrambler I've drove is a 400, and the 400 is a 2-stroke. Great power on that thing. It makes it's probably around this 500 when it's stock, but you can really modify them things for a lot more. But yeah, so now this thing's pretty fun. You can wheelie it, you can do donuts with it. And you can actually crawl right along with it on some of that stuff, and it does real good. This is not a machine you'd want to buy if you want to carry some stuff, because obviously it's got no racks on it at all. I think I've seen some Scramblers with racks. They make a small little front rack for it, and actually they got a pretty good sized rear rack you can get, but that's not what this machine was intended for. So but I'm actually pretty impressed. So I'm kind of wondering what the top speed is going to be on this thing, because it's lower geared than I thought it was. You can putt right along with it. You can fly with it. One thing I did notice, as you see going down this hill, if you like a lot of the Polarises, they do have an engine brake in, and that's nice. You don't have to use your brakes. You just let go of the gas, and it'll crawl. If you see this, you can hear it whining. So basically the clutch let go, and it's just free spinning. So you do have to use your brakes quite a lot when you're going downhill, but or you can stay on the throttle, keep that clutch engaged, and it'll help slow down a little bit. But as you can see, we're just freewheeling, so get back on the gas, slow it down. Alright, so we're getting getting out to our road, get a little higher speed, but that little trail there, it did impress me. Pretty quick machine. So there's no speedometer on this, but I do have a GPS on the running on my GoPro camera, so I'm gonna have that. I'll be able to look at the footage after, see what kind of speed we were doing on the road up here. It's a pretty fun machine, and you have four-wheel drive if you do get stuck, if you do tend to go through some of them mud holes sometimes. I mean, obviously we didn't, but that little rocky situation was pretty impressive, I thought. All right, now we're out on the road. Give her a top speed run. So as far as brakes go, I forgot to mention that it's got a typical Polaris brake system. On your left side handlebar here, it controls front and rear, and then for your you got a foot pedal that controls just the rear. Especially when they get into sportier machines, I wish you could control just your front and just your rear, but it's a Polaris thing, so that's how they run. But all right, let's give her a whirl. See if we can get 60, 62. We'll see. Little spinning right off the bat, but now we're going. Going pretty good right there. I'm gonna guess that's mid-50s or so. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Well, that's all she had. Didn't seem like it was really revving out too bad, but that is all this thing had. Full throttle. So, well, there it is. Fan kicked on, running her a little hard. Throw her back in neutral and shut her off. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've been doing quite a few reviews on some of the four-wheelers I get and posting them. So if you guys want to check them out, if you're interested in some used ATVs or something, and you kind of want to see how they go and what my opinions are anyways on them, check out my channel and check out some other videos. Alright, well, thanks for watching and have a good day.